In the previous video, we added the Firebase authentication package to our project, and this is a good time to try and run the app to check that everything is still working as expected, and we'll test this on iOS first and then on Android as well. So I already have an iOS simulator up and running over here, and on this occasion I want to make a full rebuild of the application, just because we have installed new dependencies. So instead of hot reloading and hot restarting the app like we usually do, in this case what I'm going to do is to stop the app from running, and then I'm going to press the play button once again. And the reason I'm doing this is that I noticed that sometimes hot restart is not 100% reliable when installing dependencies. So in order to completely rebuild the app, I have stopped it and now I can start it again. Okay, so what happens when I do this is that my terminal opens up and I can see a new command called pod install, which is running. And what this is doing is installing Firebase authentication on iOS. So we are going to let the build complete, and this might take a little while, so I'm going to pause the video and resume when it's finished. Okay, so my build has now completed and I can see that the app is now running on the iOS simulator. So it looks like everything is working as intended. However, when I originally recorded this course, there was an issue with running the project with Xcode 10. So if you're running the latest Xcode 11 or above, you should already see the app running smoothly. However, I want to include a portion of a lesson that I originally recorded, showing what error you might encounter in Xcode 10 and how to solve it. But once again, if the app is running for you, you can skip to the next video. So it looks like the build here has not succeeded, so let's open this up. And here I can inspect the log and see that there has been a build error. So the first line of the error over here says error multiple commands produced, and then there's a long path with the name of a file, which is flutter.framework. Now, this is an error that started appearing with the introduction of Xcode 10. So if you're running on Xcode 10, it is very possible that you're going to experience this error as well. And for reference, this is an issue that has been raised as a bug on the Flutter project. So on this page, I've opened the relevant issue on the Flutter repository, and in here you can find a workaround to make things work. So now I'm going to show you what the workaround is. And just to be clear, if you don't get this problem, then you can skip away to the next video. Okay, so what we're going to do is to open the iOS project again with Xcode. So over here, we're going to select the iOS folder and then right click, Flutter, open iOS module in Xcode. And here it is. And then on Xcode, you can choose the menu over here and select File. And all the way to the bottom, you have an option called Workspace Settings. So we're going to tap on that, and here we can see an option which is called Build System. So we're going to tap on this, and what we want to do is to select the legacy build system. So we're going to do this and then tap on Done. Okay, so now we can go back to Android Studio, and here I'm going to start the app again and see what happens. So the build is now restarting, and it might take a little bit of time. And because the application is rebuilding from scratch, it might take a few seconds. So we're just going to wait. And it looks like the build has now completed without any errors, and the application is now starting. So I think we are good to go. Okay, so it seems that we are able to run the app on iOS again, and this means that making that change to the Xcode build system has resolved our issue. The next thing that I want to do is to run the app on the Android emulator as well, and we're going to do this on the next video.